What is up, y'all? I'm Benjamin Outdoors, and this is my channel, and this is a wrecked bike rebuild. So today we got a 2012 GSXR 1000. It's got a lot wrong with it. It's got a huge dent in the frame from hitting asphalt pretty hard, and then it flipped a few times, destroyed the tank, subframe, swing arm, rear rim. As far as I know, the front end is in good shape, but there's no telling until I get everything put on and make it rideable to see if it does go straight. But if it rides straight, then we can have a fun rebuild. So y'all stay tuned, enjoy the video. So there's quite a few things wrong with the wiring so far that I see. It's gonna need a new relay. This one is busted, so I'm gonna throw this new one on. I'm gonna attach the positive cable that goes to the starter. Now to fix the ground issue. That was bent up, it's supposed to clamp around that. So I'm gonna bend these back. That's awfully mangled up, so I'm gonna go put it on the bench, the clamp, and then bend it into place, and then I'll bring it back. So I got to bend back a little bit. I'm gonna heat up the metal first, heat up the wire a little bit. Alright, so I got the ground resoldered, temporarily at least. This is off the CBR 600. I'm gonna just test the good battery, see if it's just the battery. Alright, so the ignition is not working, the starter button. Let's see if I jump the terminals. Alright, so the oil level is actually overfilled. You put it up vertical and it's way above the fill mark. So they were going off of it while it was on the kickstand. So I actually got to pull some oil out, and so I can run it a little bit. You know, screw it. I'm just gonna do a full oil change. Now I'm gonna put the plug back in. I got Mobile 1 4T that I'm gonna use. So I just pulled the radiator cap off and the neck is squished. So I'm either gonna have to get a new radiator, cut this neck off, and put a new one on there. So I put a new relay on, and I also showed y'all me resoldering the ground wire. So I got that wiring fixed, and now I'm gonna start tearing it down. It's broken already, so, oh shoot, that almost fell off. There's a lot of fuel in there. Alright, so everything underneath looks almost brand new, a little dusty, but for 18,000 miles it looks pretty good to me. Next is I'm going to pull the subframe off. This cheap eBay security system. Screw that.
There she is. Just a few minutes into it and I almost got her broken down completely. What's left of the upper fairing stay. Now we take the upper triple tree off. Here's the new one. I looked and these have some special bolts. Thankfully, I have one that fits. There's a raised piece in the middle that keeps you from getting a regular hexed in there. Some serious Loctite on that lock cylinder. So now I got this damaged one, and I'm gonna swap it out with my very minimal damaged one. So I got this substantially better condition upper triple tree. I'm gonna put that on after I clean off in here. All right, so I got my lock cylinder on there. Now to put the upper triple tree back on. This is just to test ride it. I will be touching up some of these surfaces, getting these looking even better than they are. Button everything up. All right, so the handlebars are on there. Now I just got to swap over all the stuff. Now we got the reservoir. This one's actually broken, and so I'm gonna take this bracket. So this one was for like, it wasn't for a GSXR 1000, but it was like literally the exact same thing, and it was like $15 cheaper. So I decided to get this one. It's the same brand, same everything as the one that was specifically for the GSXR 1000. But as far as I know, this is identical. I mount this one on that rubber mount. So I'm going to pull the airbox off right now because I want to get to the throttle body and I want to get to the controls for the right side handlebar and the ignition. So I think it's underneath the airbox. Hoo-wee! It is shiny in there. This airflow sensor. So there's two radiator mounts on the top right here. I'm gonna take off both, see if I can pivot it forward so I can pull the controls out for this broken one. So it has these two wires. It's the ignition. I'm gonna go get a new key made. There's the broken controls. I just gotta disconnect the throttle cable now. Now I'm gonna feed it back through. Now I'm gonna plug it in, plug it in. This one's ran on bottom. sucker in. Adjust until you get a nice twist to pop. All right. Now I'll push those suckers back in. All right, so I adjusted the throttle cables to where at the full range of steering, it will not get pinched up. Pops back pretty good everywhere. Pops back a little bit better and straight and right than left. Kind of slow. Let's see if we can adjust that. A little bit looser. That's good. So I just went to the locksmith. I was only able to get one key. I actually had to trim it up a lot because it wouldn't even work. So now I have a secondary key. And I'm going to route this underneath and plug it in. So it's good in there. So all the controls are hooked up. Now you can fit the air box back on. Put the vent tube for the head. Mass airflow sensor. Clean out any residual oil on there. Got her all put back together. So here's my new subframe. Put the plastic piece in. So the ECU goes under here. There's the temp sensor. Starter relay goes. There those are. Now I'm going to put the new upper fairing stay on. New upper fairing stay. We got the place for the odometer. Alright, so I'm going to pull all this gas out. Here we go. I'm going to dump all this old, actually probably fairly good fuel. Got the new tank. The big O-ring in place. So it's kind of nasty and kind of scraped up. So I'm gonna clean it off with some acetone, and then I'm gonna sand this thing down because this is gonna be polished. So already hit it with 180 grit. Now I'm gonna hit it with 240, 600, 1200, 2000, and 3 grand. And I'm just gonna try to kind of get it polished up, and then I'm gonna buff it out to get this good looking. It looks like that's cast aluminum, the outer one, so I might not be able to clean that one up as much. And we're good to put the tank on now. Big vent hose, little vent hose, electronics, and now finally the fuel tube. So the bike has come a long way in the past few hours. Got the tank on the fuel pump on, new subframe on, new handlebars, upper triple tree. I got a new key that wasn't bent, upper fairing stay on. I still have to pull the radiator off because this neck and this cap is actually bent in, and so it's damaged. I gotta weld a new one on.
That's gonna complete part 1 of the GSXR 1000 build. Next video, I'm actually gonna replace the swing arm and rear rim, and I'm actually gonna ride it. This video, I got it to start up so I know it runs, and now I'm just gonna finish out all the stuff that requires to get it rideable. So I'm pretty excited, so y'all stay tuned.